Hi, I'm Brad Baldwin, a coach here at Icenhower Coaching Consulting, and today on ICC TV, we're going to talk about how to get 100 people to call you in a day. Now you call them for them to call you in a day. But before we get to that, I want you to smash that subscribe button, ring the bell, get the notifications so you're not missing any of our free videos that we put out all the time, weekly, sometimes 2 or 3 times a week. So let's jump into the material today. So how to get 100 people to call you in a day. That's something that you don't hear very often. It sounds really cool, and it is really cool, and we're going to go through the entire process today. The marketing plan, how this came about, everything. Let's just jump right into how this came about. So hey guys, I wanted to interject for just a second. If you want to get more in depth to what we're talking about today, we're going to be having a free webinar in March, okay? It's on how to get 100 people to call you in a day. It's a webinar. We're going to have lots of Q&A and everything. Comment below or email us at info@eisenhowercoaching.com. It's right here below on your screen. Or call us or text us at the number below and just say, I want to register for the inbound 100 people calling us in a day webinar, and we'll make sure that you get registered and we can even talk about this further. Okay, back to the show. Being a real estate coach, okay, you sometimes have to stretch people's imagination and stretch their thinking. We work with a lot of big teams here at ICC, and we've got to challenge them and stretch their thinking at times. I happen to coach a team that does over 3,000 units a year. They have a lot of ISAs, team members, they have a lot of things that are working, and I challenged the Rainmaker. I wanted to test their SOI database. See, they're doing a lot of outbound prospecting, and I noticed that their SOI database was slipping off, and they're only getting about 30% of their deals from their SOI database. So I wanted to challenge them on the value proposition that they're bringing to their database. Come to find out, their marketing plan wasn't really getting them the results that they want. And so I challenged him with this question. I said, you know what, you guys do a lot of outbound prospecting. How do you get 100 people to call you in a day? Yeah, how do you get 100 people to call you in a day? And then I said, what we're going to do from then is say, how do we get 100 people to call you in an hour? Then how are we going to get 100 people to call you in a minute? Then how are we going to get 100 people to call you in a second? And you see how I stretch his thinking and start getting it up there? First, we got to get 100 people to call him in a day. All right, so I said, what do you have to have in your world to get 100 people to call you in a day? Value. You have to have value. You have to have a reason for somebody to call you. Maybe you did them a great job in listing their property in the past and they have a wonderful referral for you, and so they called you. Awesome. That's value, right? Maybe they wanted to know they need some vendors to clean out their gutters, right? And they called you. That's value. You don't have 100 people calling you a day to need a vendor to clean out your gutters. Wish you did, but you don't. So we had to come up with something else. The call ended. I was driving home that night, and I'm one of them rare birds that sometimes still listens to the actual radio playing the songs. I don't just listen to my Bluetooth and my iTunes and all that. I was listening to the radio. And I remember back in the day, you see, I'm 42 years old, so I might be a little older than maybe some people watching this video. But here's the thing. You remember back in the day, when they had tickets to Motley Crue, right? Hey, I've got 2 tickets to Motley Crue. Be the 9th caller, and man, we'll give away these tickets. And you raced to the phone. You waited like 2 seconds because you want to be the 9th caller, right? And then you called, and you just get a busy signal. You keep calling back, and you keep calling back, and you keep calling back, and maybe you won, maybe you didn't win. But the thing is you had FOMO. You had fear of missing out. Right? So you had to call them, you wanted to call them, and it built up this excitement. And sometimes you would call in and they would have people behind them, and there would be telemarketers answering the phones and taking down information. It was exciting, it was cool, right? So I called the client back and I said, listen, and this was like at 9 o'clock at night, right? And so we're sitting there thinking, what do we have to do? What value proposition? How can we get them to call you, right? What's something that you could give them? Well, he happened to be from the South, And we're having this conversation in August, and if you've ever been in the South of the United States, in the middle of August, it's about 103,000 degrees. Like, I mean, I'm sorry, I might be over-exaggerating, but it's 100 plus, 400% humidity. I mean, it is hot. It's a scorcher, right? And everybody in the South, man, when they're doing barbecues or what have you, they all have, the cool guys, the cool people, they have the Yeti coolers. Everybody in the South, or anywhere for that matter, probably wants a Yeti cooler. A Yeti cooler keeps things cold for like a week at a time. Keeps all your drinks cold, whatever you have in that when you're doing a barbecue, or you're going to the beach, or whatever you're doing, tailgating, whatever you're doing, a Yeti cooler keeps things cold. Everybody wants one, right? It's something cool, right? I said, all right, there we have it. We're going to give away a Yeti cooler on next Thursday between 8 and 6 o'clock, and all you have to do is call in to the number below and answer 3 simple questions to get registered. We had the idea. Now, how do you market the idea? So a Yeti cooler, bought one. We got a plan. This is the Thursday before the Thursday that they're going to call in. So it's a 1 week prep time. All right, and this is what we did. First thing that we did, send out an email, video. An email video. The video is very, very important. We shot a webinar a couple months back on using video in your marketing. It was with Frank with Viral Marketing. Click on that if you want more information about how to use video in your marketing, but come right back to this topic because this topic's a lot more cooler and something that you don't hear about. And I know that's why you're watching, because you want to say, how do I get 100 people to call me in today? What's this guy have to say? Well, this is how he did it, all right? Watch me. So, email, video, very, very important. Number 2, we went social media. Did Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, stories, and live. Okay, so we created the video, okay, and this is what we did with the video. We did the email video, we put it on Instagram, okay, and then we did a Facebook Live also that was similar to the video. It's shot in the same location, but we also did a Facebook Live, and we did a Snapchat of the video as we were making it. Now, here's the thing. When I say we, I'm talking about I'm just the coach. I'm not associated with the team, but I'm like, that's how we are with coaches sometimes. We're partnered with them, and man, like this guy, I'm a part of his team, right? I'm the coach, and it's just so cool. And so anyway, I just wanted to let that in. I don't want you to think this is like my team that did this. This is what I did. I'm talking, this is an actual coaching client of ours. He came up with the idea, and he said, share it with everybody because I want everybody to learn this. Isn't that so cool? Back to my point here. So what we do in the video is we had a cooler there and had it full of drinks and ice, and we shot it down at the beach location. Okay, so you could videotape the beach and people out there having barbecues and what have you, and we kept going to the Yeti cooler and getting drinks out of it and what have you. And what they said, it was, hey, call next Thursday at such and such date between 8 and 6 at the number below, answer 3 simple questions, and you can get entered to win a Yeti cooler. And they held the Yeti cooler up and sloshed it around and had ice, and everybody on the team threw ice up, and they made it fun and cool. And that's what gets people engaged. Fun and cool things get people engaged, right? So that's what he did. All right, so he made an email video. We put it on social media, or Facebook Live, Instagram, Snapchat. Third piece, live broadcast. So I said to the client, I said, we've got to get this into their world, into their phone. Slide broadcast is a service that skips the voice. It goes straight to their voice message. Now this guy here, they have a database of about 10,000 people between the leads and the SOI and everything. We've been doing this with a lot of people, and even the people that have a database of like 500 people are still getting some of the same results. They might not have 100 people call them in a day, but they might have 20, they might have 30. And when was the last time that 20 or 30 people called you in a day? I mean, we can always build off this. As your database grows, your numbers will grow up with it. Stick with me. So it's not just a big team. Anybody can do this, all right? It is very simple. Slide broadcast. Okay, so we did a mass text. That's the fourth part. Mass text, Google Voice, Easy Text, Skipio, and I'm gonna get that in just a second. So number 4 is we send out a mass text. Now this particular team, they have about 9 Google Voice numbers, and they had their virtual assistants in the Philippines send out a bunch of texts. You know, hey, call us on such and such date, answer 3 questions, and you get entered into the drawing. If you don't have a Google Voice number and a bunch of virtual assistants, Easy Text is a great system. We use that here at Icenhower Coaching Consulting. It's a mass texting service that sends out mass text, okay? Skipio is another texting service that you might hear that also sends out text messages. It's a text marketing software platform that you can subscribe to. Very cheap, very easy to do, but you have to have some way to send out some mass text. If you don't, just wear out your fingers and text, but you have to send the text. Now here is the sequence that you do for the inbound 100 people in a day. All right, so we're going to do this next Thursday, and let's just say we're sitting here on Thursday, and let's just pretend, for the sake of this discussion here today, we already shot the video. Okay, the first thing that we're going to do on that Thursday is we're going to send out an email video. Okay, we're going to do a social media post on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat about the drawing next Thursday. Okay, we're going to do that first. Okay, on the first Thursday. Friday, the next day, we're going to send out a slide broadcast, and we're going to send out a mass text message, okay, promoting next Thursday we're doing this, okay. Monday, we're going to send out another email video. Tuesday, we're going to send out a slide broadcast. Wednesday, okay, we're going to do Wednesday late in the day, mind you, we're going to send out a mass text, okay? A mass text, and it could be a Google Voice, whatever you do, but we're going to send out a mass text on Wednesday before the event, and go social on it on Thursday as well, okay? And if you have a team, make sure, and you're doing this on your Facebook business page, for instance, or your Instagram business page. I don't know how you do your social. There's countless videos on that we've done. We're not going to get into that. Have your team share that as well. Okay, we got to get this out into the world, and everybody needs to know about this giveaway. Call in Thursday and answer 3 simple questions. Now, the day of the event, remember, FOMO, fear of missing out. We've got to make it super cool. So I want a lot of social media on Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat stories. I want lots of people there. I don't care if you've got to go to get everybody in the office and put them in the break room and get them answering the phones, and you say, hey, call in, we're taking numbers like crazy now, you know, call in, you know, 1-800-555-1212, answer 3 simple questions and get registered to win a Yeti cooler and make it cool. Okay, so what are the 3 questions that you ask? Well, the first question is, we want to make sure that we got all their contact information. We want to update their database. Do we have the right email? Do we have the right mailing address? We don't ever want them to miss out on anything cool that we're doing at the ABC real estate team. So we want to make sure we're updating our contact records in the database. Number 2 question is, who do you know that we should know that's looking to buy or sell a home this year? Who do you know that we should know that's looking to buy or sell a home this year, right? Number 3 is, who do you know that's looking for a career in real estate? If you're a team, you should always be looking for talent, and this is a great way to use your database in order to find people for your real estate team. And maybe you don't have a real estate team, maybe your brokerage gives you a little bonus for recruits or whatever. If you don't have anything, don't ask the last question. But you gotta ask the first 2. Update the database, and who do you know that we should know that's looking to buy or sell a home this year? Totally key, all right? Now, that's the sequence. Now, the day of the drawing, okay, the drawing's over, and you want to maybe do this the same day. I prefer to do it the same day. You want to do the drawing live on Facebook, okay? And then take that video and put it right to Insta too, all right? Now, when you're doing the drawing, do not go up there and draw a name out of the hat yourself. You will get no likes and no interactions. If you've ever noticed, you post your listing on social media and it gets no likes, and then you post your dog with reindeer antlers on and you get 4,000 likes. Yes, there's a reason for that. They are not really interested in you. So what do? You find kids. Maybe you have kids, maybe you don't have kids, maybe you have to borrow a kid, maybe you have to pay a kid off the street, I don't care, but you better get a kid, a little kid, like a 4 or 5-year-old kid, in order to make this drawing. You're going to get like so much more interaction. So you get the little kid, all right, and you shake that hat up, and you draw the name up, and he goes, Bobby Lou Bick Bick won the award, yay, yay, yay. So we tag in Bobby Lou Bick Bick, you're the grand prize winner and everything like that, and then we send out a mass text to say, congratulations, Bobby Lou Bick Bick, you won the Yeti cooler. If you didn't win, stop by the ABC Real Estate team this week. Right? And we're going to give you a free gift just for playing anyway. You get a lot of people to come in, which is cool. All right. Also, we got to set it up for the future, because this particular team, the results that they got, now they're doing this thing every month. Okay. And that's what's really, really cool. All right. So let me tell you right now the results. I know you're waiting. The results are cool. All right. So this is what they did. And he called me immediately and he goes, Brad, had 118 people called us. 118 people called us. We said 22 listing appointments. 22 listing appointments. Okay, he set 22 listing appointments. He listed 18 homes from those appointments. Okay, he listed 18 homes with those appointments. Now, he's a coaching client of Icenhower Coaching, right? So he knows how to price property right to get them to sell very quickly, okay? So he listed the 18 homes. They all sold in 30 days, okay, or less. Now, in his area, his average commission check, okay, so when he sells a home, his average 3% commission check from the listing is $8,500. So 18 times 8,500 times 8,500, which is the average commission check, is $153,000 in gross commission income. Let that sink in. $153,000 in gross commission income. So his $350 cooler in this awesome marketing plan that he did to his SOI database got him $153,000 in gross commission income in a month. And that's just from that. That's not the other stuff that he did. Now, to me, that's cool. That's awesome. I mean, that's some numbers, that's some proof in the pudding there, right? He's doing that every month, okay, every month. But you're going to find out that as you do this, more and more and more people get engaged. So if you want to check your database and make sure that you're updating contact information, that you're creating excitement, that you're really giving them value, do it. Do the Inbound 100 challenge and you'll find out how many people are engaging with you. Even if only 12 people call you in a day. When was the last time 12 people called you in a day to talk about real estate, right? Build off that. Keep growing that SOI database. You know, and if you need some more information on how to grow your database with and how to interact that with a 40 contact plan, if you don't even know what I'm saying, just call us below, you know, and get on our website, therealestatetrainer.com. We have blog content about that like no other. We've got a lot of content around the SOI database and how to contact them. Be sure to schedule that free 30-minute consultation call. Just call in and we'll consult you on your business and what an Icenhower coach can do for you to get you to that level man, I'm $153,000 in a day, right? He didn't just start there. He started his business way down, way below that, almost at an intermediate or beginner level, closing like 50 deals. He's just been a long-time client of ours. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment below, give us a call or a text if you have more questions about this. Sign up for the webinar in March, and we're going to dive into this even further. Hope you learned something today, and you enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoyed making it. So until next week, I'm Brad Baldwin with ICC TV. Live fierce.